What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast, and we are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit chat about all things film. As always, joining me is my partner in crime, Sean Mean. Sean, how's it going?
I'm good. God, little bit of a stumble there.
You know what? Right? Normally I do that on autopilot. I started looking around me at that stage and distracted myself.
Yeah.
I distracted myself. That was a problem.
You got in your own head. That's the rule one of podcasting. Yeah. Don't think.
Don't think. Just keep saying things. No matter how liable. Just keep saying
No matter how liable.
Just, you insult many minorities if you want. Don't worry about it. There's no consequences, Sean.
For the love of God,
don't worry about it.
Oh, it's just getting off the ground, Connor. Now you want to drag it back down to the ground.
So, last week, unfortunately, we are not in the same room again for 2 weeks running. We must apologise. It doesn't normally happen for 2 weeks in a row, but you were caught up with stock take and work. It's a whole thing. I'm caught up with work.
We're just such hard workers, you know?
That's the thing, right? And I'm too busy slagging all those minorities.
Yeah,
why do I always
still a bit pissed off about that.
Why put it on Twitter? What are you doing?
Why tweet it directly to them? That's just bullying.
Just off the Heroes for Hire page as well.
Yeah,
it's just like, I'm
you type
not
both
going to do it to myself. At Conor Lawler, at Sean Mead, take your shit.
It's all in the description, lads. Don't worry about it.
Oh no. Yeah, but we are not in the same room again for another week, so if you bear with us for this week, we'll be back together for Weird News Wednesday at Hero Zero as usual. But hopefully this week we'll be able to talk about all the exciting things, because Sean, there are some big stories this week.
We have big news.
Massive news that I don't think many people have heard, because we're starting off.
We're their source of news, surely. We're their only source of news.
I have people on the inside. I don't like to talk about it. But my friend, I'll change his name, Bevan Spielberg. And Bevan likes to tell me things. Yeah, he likes to tell me things. And, you know, just... He seems to know a lot. He knows a lot about stuff.
God, I'd love to meet him someday. Maybe he could
No,
phone
you're not
home.
allowed. He's always running his gums, you know, moving that jaw of his. Oh man. See, there's not multiple jaws. Like, it's a hard one to do.
I've had this discussion before, though, in that, like, you just have a bottom jaw, and your top jaw is your skull, surely.
Can I stop? Let's everybody stop this podcast. Who have you had that conversation with?
Look, I've been on nights out, and just the jaw comes up, you know?
Oh, this is why you don't get invited to many parties.
So, some lad in a bar told me he'd break my jaws, and I said, no, sir.
Oh. See, the worst thing is I can see you doing that. Just like not in a violent way. Just being like, actually no, like you're just not correct. Like grammatically, that is false.
And he'd say,
so if you're
right,
going to do
play.
it.
Trying to point.
You've raised a very good point there, and I'm going to back away. I've raised my voice. I do apologise. as all drunk people do. Very reasonable.
Very rational, yeah.
Very rational. So, we are starting off this week, Sean, with a movie idea that you could also say is quite rational.
Oh.
I never do segues. I'm really proud of myself. Normally it's just hard cut.
Just a hard cut topic.
Yeah. So this week we are starting off with the biggest piece of news ever in movies.
The way you say that makes me doubt it.
Is confused because there is going to be a Face-Off reboot. Sean, what are your thoughts on a Face-Off reboot?
So, okay. Well, look, we can all agree.
What is Face-Off?
Face-Off was the best film to come out of the early 2000s?
Ever. No, it was the 90s, but it was ever,
90s?
Basically.
Okay, yeah.
97.
Oh man, it's a lot of... they're wearing each other's faces, but pretending to be each other while fighting themselves. So now they want to reboot that. And the biggest question to be asked is, who do you cast as John Travolta and Nicolas Cage?
See, here's the thing. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, Face Off, in that 5-second description that Sean just gave, is a movie from 1997, directed by John Woo, in which John Travolta and Nicolas Cage swap faces and spend the whole movie fighting each other because they're rivals.
But they're living each other's lives, isn't that it?
Yeah, they live each other's lives because John Travolta is infiltrating. Is it Nicolas Cage's gang, or is it Nicolas Cage is infiltrating John Travolta's organisation?
I think Travolta does the face swap first.
Right, okay. So, I mean, it would actually be easy to do Travolta's face now.
Oh yeah,
thinking about it. that will just come off straight off as
waxwork, lads.
So this raises the question. They are doing a face-off. They have not told us who are going to be playing the John Travolta Nicolas Cage parts. So Sean, I was very excited about this news. I have many questions regarding this, but step one is, who do you cast to play the two parts?
See, it's a difficult one because you have to pick an actor who's quite good at acting but has been in some awful shite.
Yeah. Fox. What's his name? From Baby Driver.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
Foxx. Jamie Foxx might do it.
Jamie Foxx has been in some shit, but he also has an Oscar.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, but it's every 5 years he's like, I'll just win an Oscar.
Every 5 years he'll do a Horrible Bosses.
So in the intervening years he's just like, fuck it, it's grand, who cares? I have an idea.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm thinking Sam Worthington and Jai Courtney, and they face up, and neither of us know the difference.
Really,
everyone
cut down
just
on
acts
the CGI
normal.
budget, wouldn't it?
Everyone just acts the exact same. Nobody can tell the difference.
And then Oscars, just so many Oscars.
Jai Courtney swimming in Oscars,
and they go up and they accept each other's awards for best supporting actor.
They both are supporting actor.
Well, there's no lead in that film.
Somehow they both got nominated for supporting actor, and somehow they both won it. There's 2 Oscars given out for that category.
See, do you do this like a twins situation, where you get 2 actors who are nothing alike, and or do you get actors who are of similar build and similar? I suppose that makes it easier to edit someone's face onto someone's face.
Well, my question would be, are John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, do they look alike in any way?
See, I think in 1997 they might have. Not even in face, because the face doesn't matter, but it's like in build, that's where you have to match it.
Okay, right. What about Batista?
Right.
And nobody else, because nobody in Hollywood is that build.
No one could possibly look like Batista.
Batista and John Cena.
Oh man, that'd be unreal. And they've been in some awful shite. Actually, Batista's done
but they're
fairly
pretty good.
Well.
Yeah. Oh man, I heard this news, and this. Oh my god, here we go. Go on.
Get 2 of the Hemsworths.
But not. You're only allowed one, Chris, and what's the other one? Liam.
Chris, Liam, or
You're only
Luke.
allowed one of them, and you have to have Luke, but you're only allowed one of Chris or Liam. You have to choose one of
Chris costs 5 times what Liam costs.
Yeah. And they're just looking at their checkbook like, I don't think we can afford it.
No, but it matches in the sense that, like, Chris Hemsworth, he was in Thor Ragnarok, but he was also in Men in Black International.
Oh,
yeah,
very good.
And
Liam Hemsworth, he was in Hunger Games.
He was.
Which, and can you think of anything else Liam Hemsworth was in?
Was Liam Hemsworth in Hunger Games? Who was he in Hunger Games?
He was the one who's not Peter.
But, okay.
He's the one who's in love with Jennifer Lawrence, but then she goes into the Hunger Games and she's all like, I love Peter, but that's just to win the Hunger Games.
He's, what's his name? Oh, it's a weird name. Like, it's not a name, but that's his name.
Stallion.
Gale. His name is Gale.
He's a Gale.
It is Gale. It's Gale Hawthorne.
Oh man, that is some weird Wikipedia to just know off the top of your head.
Oh look, it's my specialist subject. I didn't use my Googs for the week.
Absolutely not. I can believe that. See, I can't see you. You could be Googsing all the time.
I'm Googsing right now.
I'm all Googs out. So a Face-Off reboot, Sean. We are also getting a Twins reboot with Eddie Murphy and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, but it's going to be called Triplets. So now they're bringing Face-Off. I have just thought of some. 1997 was when Face-Off came out. It's a classic. Now, I think it's not a good movie, but it is a classic.
Yeah, people remember it.
Yeah, I would say, a cult classic. But it came out in the same year. Just think, you're living in 97, as many of us were, and you're alive, and you're living your life.
Great times.
In the same 12 months, you get Face-Off and Batman and Robin.
Oh,
and I
man.
think that's the peak of cinema. I think there's no going back.
I think we were spoiled. It was a simpler time. We didn't know what we had.
We paved paradise and we put up a parking lot. You know what I mean?
I do. That's a fucking great song as well. Let's just appreciate that song. In many ways, it's most relevant today.
More like on social media, am I right, Sean?
Oh, more like, oh man, I was going to say the social media.
Yeah,
no one
that's
talks
your
on the bus
thing
anymore.
Yeah, what happened to all the talkers on the bus? I want more weird guys trying to start conversations.
Yeah, I don't want to. We were taught not to talk to strangers, and everyone on the bus is a stranger unless you know them.
Stranger danger, man.
Stranger danger.
I don't know where people got this idea that everybody was chatting away on the bus before phones.
That sounds like a nightmare. People read the paper like arseholes.
I would get sick. Never mind the bus, but reading something on the bus, that's game over.
Oh man, if I see someone reading on like a bus, that is a power play. I'm not messing with that person.
We've gone completely off topic, but the idea of you going, fuck, that man's hard. Fucking hell.
Just sweat.
That's an absolute unit over there. Fuck. Reading that paper.
Oh man,
Jesus,
the broadsheet and everything.
He's on the property articles. Fuck.
It probably has money as well.
You just bow down to him as you get off the bus. So we're moving on to I don't know if we even covered Face Off. Jai Courtney or Liam Hemsworth and Luke Hemsworth. There's our picks.
Or the Wilson brothers. I'll take those.
Oh, the Wilson brothers could work. Or Jamie Foxx and somebody else.
Yeah, or just Jamie Foxx. CGI him.
No, Jamie Foxx and Frankie Muniz, star of Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's done it.
Maybe Hollywood. Takes off glasses. My god. He's done it again. So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is Paul Feig. Or Feige? I think it's Feig. Feig? One of them. Yeah. I got it wrong the first two times, but Paul Feig, he has been brought in. So, Sean, I've given you the name of the director. There was this little universe that once tried to start up. It was from, the Dark Universe. Do you remember the Dark Universe?
I remember the opening graphic.
So, what was the Dark Universe, Sean? Just before I get into this piece of news.
So Universal, a couple of years back, in the height of cinematic universes being and interconnected movies being like the biggest thing and the biggest cash cow ever, because one company did it successfully, Universal decided that they were going to make a load of like monster movies based off classic horror characters, and they would all be connected in a universe called the Dark Universe. And they made one movie.
Yeah, because all the characters were license free. Like, they were completely free to use because they're just monsters. Yes.
So you had Wolfman and The Mummy and everything. So they made The Mummy in 2017?
I think it was 17.
And it bombed commercially, and everyone said it was no good.
Timothy Cruise ship was in it.
Timothy Cruise did his best, But even that ship couldn't avoid the iceberg that was the Dark Universe.
Good.
Thanks, man. And so we take a drink. When we were on the radio, we had this fascination that they had spent so much money making a logo for the Dark Universe and then used it once.
Yeah, so the idea was that, like, because they were setting up this whole universe, they had to make, like, a Dark Universe logo. Like, before every Marvel movie, you have that 40 seconds of, like, all the Marvel shots. So their idea was, we have no movie, so we have no shots to use. So what we'll do is we'll change the Universal logo, and it'll come up Universal, and then the world will turn and go dark, and it will come up to Dark
Very
Universe.
clever, don't you get it?
Very clear. So we were fascinated by the idea because they only released one, because this was meant to be like 7 movies, but they only released one, and they brought one guy in, and they must have paid him so much in After Effects or some shit to do this thing. And
like,
then
I'm sure a lot of it is you're using the same animation as the Universal logo. You're changing some colours and some text.
He just clicked on the text and it came up with the little line, and he just hit backspace a few times and then just put Dark Universe. And this is like perfect. Perfectly done. Another day at the office, done. So they got this guy to do this, and then he's just out of a job. He did this whole thing, and he was the smartest man in this whole place, because he must have got paid big, and then it only got shown once, and he got his paycheck and just fucked off.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he didn't need to hang around, and he didn't need to change the logo for the next film or anything.
Well, the director of Spy, The Heat, Bridesmaids, Ghostbusters, and A Simple Favour has now been sort of lured back in, Sean.
Trapped, if you will.
Trapped by all of the monsters. Because he has been brought in to write the new monster movie, Dark Army, for the Dark Universe.
Oh.
Sean, what are your thoughts?
Round 2, eh?
This time it's personal.
Dark Army. What does, like, it's got to be vampires, right?
I'm assuming. So they've literally, there's no actual notes on this. It's just a monster movie that he will write and direct based on an original idea by the director of himself. So by the director, he will come up with the idea and write it and direct it himself.
Okay. Does that mean it's not like a classic horror character?
See, this raises some logical, like, I don't know.
Because then the premise of
problems.
the Dark Universe is flawed.
Yeah, but it is still unlicensed if he comes up with it himself.
But that's just making a film.
No. Oh, my sweet, sweet summer child. No, you're an idiot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What he's cleverly doing here is he's come up with a character called Immacula.
I knew it would be a Dracula thing.
Perfect. I've done it again.
Now we're in a weird situation, though, because now in the next few years, we're apparently going to get a lot of... We're getting Morbius the Living Vampire, we're getting Blade... We're going to get whatever this is.
The Invisible Man.
Invisible Man. Probably a Wolfman thing somewhere in there. The Joker.
Yeah, probably. The Joker.
And then they'll reboot The Mummy again.
Yeah, so they are told that the project will include characters from Universal's classic monster library, all the classics, and also original characters created by Feig.
Right. See, okay, so that makes it sound like the characters are new, but they're fighting a classic monster.
So it's just going to be a normal horror movie, but it's meant to be the Dark Universe, Sean. This was meant to be led by some sort of Justice League, led by Dracula and the Mummy.
This was the other fucking thing that we talked about, in that... Where's it going to go? Like, how do you tie in this? The best way to tie any of this in would be a character like Van Helsing.
Yeah, but they also could have a 40-minute scene in The Mummy where Russell Crowe shouts and is Jekyll and Hyde and just expositions up for a very long time.
Thereby setting up the next film.
perfect. The perfect way to do it.
And then Angelina Jolie comes in as the Bride of Frankenstein.
See, that was originally meant to be lined up, but now she's part of the Eternals, so I don't think she's going to come back.
Oh, you think she's just... I suppose, because unless she's one of those... I don't know if she'd sign a multi-picture deal with Marvel.
Yeah, I think she's one of those actresses that's like, let me be free to do my own thing. I'll come in for one and go for 6 months and then come back.
Actually, in terms of very talented actors and actresses who have been in some awful shite, Angelina Jolie...
Who would you have her face off with, though?
Oh.
See, that's going to be difficult.
Dame Judi Dench.
You know what? Dame JD could pull that off.
She could pull anything off.
She's one of the greatest actresses of all time. I think we should test that theory.
We'll start a petition. We'll crash change.org.
So Angelina Jolie, Judi Dench. Sequel, Jamie Foxx, Helen Mirren. Let's see what they're made of.
Versus Russell Crowe.
Versus Russell Crowe, expositioning as he's Jekyll and Hyde.
I think we've solved this, man. I think we've fixed the Dark Universe.
And Face Off.
And Face Off. We somehow came back to Face Off.
I just love Face Off. So yeah, what do you think of this idea? I think he's a very... I don't know, as a directing choice, it's actually quite left field, I think.
I'm not sure how left field... I'm not saying you're wrong, I don't know where you're coming from there.
Well, in terms of he's just done Bridesmaids, Spy, The Heat, and Ghostbusters, they don't really strike me as monster movie Justice League.
That's very true.
Kind of thing. Different teams, I would say. Like Ghostbusters probably, but that's probably the least well received of the 4 I mentioned.
Yeah. Looking at this like positively, we've often said that we're not into just straight up gory horror.
No.
Like, I would love to, like old school horror, where it's a monster and you're fighting it, and that's what makes it a horror. I think that would be quite a cool thing to see how that's done in 2021 or whenever this comes out.
Yeah, okay. Looking at also that movies, everyone should go watch Spy, because that movie is ridiculous.
Ridiculously good or bad?
Oh, I like it. I just like Jason Statham just being a fucking maniac in the whole movie.
You thinking of Crank?
No, he's in Spy as well, with Melissa McCarthy.
Oh man, I might give that a go.
Oh yeah, it's actually quite a fun movie. I don't think it did that well in the cinemas, but I remember I watched it and I went, this is ludicrous. If you just get past, there's one scene where Melissa McCarthy falls over, because like, she's now an Oscar nominee, she's actually a pretty good actress, but she does rely on the old falling over a bit quite a lot.
The old slapstick.
She loves a bit of the slapstick, and we can't pay her. She gets paid for it. What can you do?
A lot of money.
She gets paid a lot of money to fall over, and look, if I could do that for a living, I would.
You better believe I would.
So the Dark Universe is coming back, Sean. I'm excited.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. It's giving me hope.
Oh man, this is like every single time. This is Dumb and Dumber. We were like, so you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, there's a chance.
That is what you're doing here. There's also a big chance that Universal could fuck this up again.
When have they ever fucked up a movie?
They've never done it. Why would they make up a whole opening after only just doing one movie? And actually, that movie must not have even been completed when they created that opening, because it would have had to have been created for that one movie. How confident do you have to be that movie's going to do well? To be like, we'll do the opening now before the first one does well.
Do you think they'll change it? Do you think they'll change the opening for the next one?
I think every Universal movie, regardless of team, should have that opening, just because they get the money's worth.
What's another Universal property?
I can't remember, but there are probably some like rom-coms or something. You bring out a rom-com that starts with that Dark Universe logo, I'm all in.
I will watch that just for the hope that something happens.
Dracula just turns up at the end. So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is James Cameron, our favourite submarine man.
The big JC.
Sean, the big JC. Now, we talked about him last week in regards to Terminator, but you might remember that I would say maybe a month and a half ago now, a certain Avengers movie bypassed his beloved Avatar won as the highest grossing movie of all time.
Still a bit disappointed by that, but yeah.
Yeah, look, we were all very excited about Avatar. We thought it'd be number one forever. But unfortunately, good things all have to die, and the mediocre Avengers overtook it. Now, what happened here is James Cameron, he put out a little tweet or I think it was a tweet or an Instagram post right afterwards. And it was very, like, condescending, but like, oh, I'm glad you did that, fair play.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, oh, somebody had to do it kind of thing. But now they've interviewed him and he's gone into more detail, as JC is one to do. So JC's working hard. He's working hard in certain movies at the minute. Not Terminator, unfortunately, but other movies.
Other four movies.
Other 4 movies that we will mention in the next quotation, because they asked him about what he thought about the number 1 spot in movies, him losing that spot for the first time in how many years? Jesus. 9? 10?
8?
I think it was 2009 if Avatar came out, yeah.
Oh man, I forgot what year it was.
Yeah, it's 2019, man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So
I'm so late for that appointment.
Oh shit. Grandma's still waiting there. It's been 3 years. So they interviewed him and they said, what do you think about Avengers taking your spot? A very loaded question. And JC handled it with a lot of class, because he said, it gives me a lot of hope. Catches us all off guard.
Yeah, what's that about?
A lot of hope about what, JC? He says Avengers Endgame is proof that people will still go see a movie in the movie theatres. The thing that scared me most about making Avatar 2 and 3 was that the market might have shifted so much that it was simply no longer possible to get people that excited about going and sitting in a dark room with a bunch of strangers to watch something. But now, after seeing Avengers, I can only think of all the good things that people will still go to see movies in the theatres. Sean, what are your thoughts on this?
So, this is genius, but also stupid.
This wouldn't normally be news, because it's just going to be us ragging on JC, but at the same time I just thought it was funny, because I thought that is like the best quote. That's the most James Cameron quote I've ever read.
This is the most danger he's ever put himself in, though, in terms of like a rise before a fall. Because he's saying that, people will still come and see movies in the cinema. So if no one sees Avatar 2...
Yes, that could be an issue. But he's banking on Avatar breaking Avengers Endgame.
Oh, absolutely he is. But I don't think it'll come close.
What?
Well,
I mean,
no, it'll come close.
Go on.
It'll come close.
You think?
I can't see it knocking it off. I think Marvel are petty enough that they'll re-release it.
Who's pettier, Marvel or James Cameron?
At the minute, James Cameron. But when threatened...
When backed into a corner, Disney will fuck all your shit up. I like that he's very nice in the first line. You're just like, okay, this is just common PR. But then very subtly, he's like, the thing that scared me the most about making Avatar 2 and Avatar 3, which is what I'm making currently,
I'm working on that, lads.
Just to raise a bit of hype. Because, let's not all forget, Avatar needs 4 sequels.
Oh, just to tell that story perfectly.
I didn't feel like it was a full story in the first one. Not that I can remember what happened at the end, but I feel like it wasn't a full circle. I think I needed more.
Yeah, we need to find out just where... but it didn't even set anything up. There's no hype about it. It was so long ago.
Have you not felt the hype about 2 and 3? I cannot wait for these to arrive.
The only person I've ever talked about Avatar 2 and 3 with is you, and we consistently shit on it.
So you're saying there's a chance that it's going to be the biggest movie of all time?
You know what? It could be, but I won't see it.
There's no way. If it breaks 1 billion, I will be fascinated.
Yeah, I can't see it. Because 3D isn't that big of a thing anymore, and that's a lot of Avatar's ticket sales. You know,
I think how does he make Avatar 2 stand out then? Like, what 3D was what got it off the ground in the first place. So Avatar 2, you can't play the same trick because people don't like 3D anymore. So how do you overcome that odds? Do you go backwards one level and maybe give them the blue and red glasses again?
That's an option. Or, like, I don't know, you put someone in one of the avatars?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What?
As Terminator.
Of course.
He turns up and people don't even question it. He's just there.
I mean, that would build some... Oh, and then you get the dude from the end of The Predator in.
Oh, can I have these gloves in a 36 long?
Yeah, that's how gloves work. Oh,
if anyone doesn't know or never listened to our Christmas worst movies of 2018 list, Sean had like a 20-minute rant about the movie. Was it just called Predator?
It's called The Predator.
The Predator. And it's obviously just involving the Predator and they all fight him or whatever. At the very end, the guy puts on the Predator suit and he fits it on, and then he looks at somebody and in a really cool last line says, do these gloves come in a 36 long?
Yeah,
and we spent 15 minutes going, gloves don't come in that size.
He doesn't know how gloves work and he's meant to protect us from predators. Because it's not that it's a Predator suit, it's a glove that they call the Predator Killer, but the glove tells them its name. Which, it's the stupidest thing.
No, it's amazing. I think that's the best ending line to any movie ever.
So I think that if you made it so that whatever the Avatar planet is called, Pandora?
I don't know.
If Pandora is one side of a planet and the other side is the Predator homeworld, that is how you save Avatar.
And in the middle, there's just that one guy, and he's just in a glove shop, and he's just quietly listening as the man behind the counter explains the sizes to him.
So they're small, medium, large, extra large.
They're just hands, man. There's not really a 36 long. There can't be a 36 regular. It's just your hand.
It's just a hand. And by all accounts, this glove... Because the glove, like, scales to a person's body.
He's back on it. This is a rant from, 10 months ago?
10 months ago, and I'm still a bit pissed off about it, because we see it go on to another scientist who's a completely different build to whatever that dude's name is. He plays Rick Flag. No, he doesn't. He doesn't even. He just looks like him.
Oh, it's not Joel Kinnaman.
No, it's not, because he's alright. He wouldn't say such a line.
No, he wouldn't.
He's a different height. He's a different leg length.
He's a 36 regular. Everyone knows that about his gloves.
And Joel is fine with that.
Joel is fine. He's not going to go around asking for 36 long. It'll be too big. There'll be no point.
He looks silly. It's Boyd Holbrook.
Oh.
And his first name is Quinn.
And you feel like him as an actor didn't pull that line off. I don't think Tom Hanks could have pulled that line off.
Tom Hanks would have done it, but it would have been funny.
Yeah, but I think that guy, he was genuinely looking for that glove size. Maybe in America that's how gloves work, but I can't fathom why.
Oh, look, they're living a life we can only dream of.
Why are you doing 36 long in a glove? Doesn't make any sense.
America, explain.
Moving on to our next piece of news, and that is also James Cameron. Good job, man. I think if Avatar 2 is going to make $7 billion. You keep making them.
You keep doing it, James. Them all do your best.
You do you, and we'll support you. We're moving on to big news in regards to the Mission Impossible movie, Sean.
Oh.
Because Christopher McQuarrie, the writer and director of the last two, I think, or maybe the last three.
Christopher McQuarrie is.
Yeah, I was not telling you, but but he has confirmed that Hayley Atwell will be appearing in the next two Mission Impossible movies, which is pretty great casting, if I do say so myself.
Hayley Atwell as in Agent Carter.
Agent Carter, Hayley Atwell, yes.
Okay, she's good in things.
she's a very good actress, and I mean, you have Tom Cruise until he's at least 75 years old, so you might as well use him.
That's true. Yeah, he's an older man, isn't he?
He's 60 now, isn't he? 58,
no
59?
fucking way is he 60. What?
I think he's nearly 60.
Connor, do a Googs there, will you?
Oh, I know you did a Googs for that Boyd Holbrook guy, and you cheated. I know you did. So, hang on.
No, look, we can't all have infinite Googs, Connor. Sometimes I have to do a secret Googs.
So, okay, Tomity Cruise Ship.
No, don't type that. They won't understand.
Tomity Cruise Ship is... Wikipedia, tell me, come on. He is 57 years old.
That's older than he looks.
Yeah, he was born in 1962.
Good God. That's...
Yeah,
He looks great.
It's the lizard skin, man. That'll keep you young forever.
The lizard skin, absolutely. Every lizard looks young.
Absolutely, it's a known fact of the lizard community. Ask David Attenborough, he knows. But like, they've got Hayley Atwell in, who I think is going to be a pretty good addition to this cast, because the last two Mission Impossible movies have been really good. They've found their niche.
Yeah, they've leaned into what makes them great, and so now just like lean further in.
Yeah, lunacy. Lunacy is what makes these movies great, so you might as well go all in.
And
you have a lead who will kill himself.
Yeah,
you will have a lead who will kill himself. You will put him in situations where he can kill himself. It's fine.
Oh man, do you think if he did that, do you think before he does a major stunt, he's just like, look, if it happens, use the footage.
You know what? He would. He'd be like, if I get decapitated, you don't put it in the fucking movie, Chris. Put it in the movie.
I don't think they would, but I think he would want them to.
No, it would be in his will. He'd put it in his fucking will. He would.
Oh, and then it would leak online as like the
Henry Cavill is in these movies and he's pumping up his arms. If you get a scene where Henry Cavill accidentally punches Tom Cruise's head straight off his body, Henry's devastated. Tom's loving life for those 10 seconds he's still alive. He's still laughing.
If you freeze frame just before the fist hits him, he has never been happier.
The big smiley head on him. Oh man. He just thinks everything's funny, in fairness to him.
He does. I do think that Hayley Atwell will be a good addition to that. And she does spy stuff very well, as we know.
Well, she does spy stuff. She has played Peggy Carter. So, like, she's good at that kind of genre. And also, she's a very good actress. And I think she will be able to handle Tom Cruise. Now, Tom Cruise is obviously... His charisma, it like bursts out of those screens, but the problem with I found a few of the movies is that like they put him surrounded by characters that just can't match that.
They put him surrounded by regular people, yeah.
And you can't match that, whereas like Hayley Atwell and Henry Cavill, I think, can kind of back that up. That like they can kind of stand in the same scene and be like, and you won't look just at Tom Cruise.
Yeah, because they're all very, very accomplished and very good at their jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I have high hopes. I'm excited about it because they've been good up till now.
As I said, they kind of found their niche. Now, number 2 is really crazy, and it's best Tom Cruise hair, number 2, but
True.
Not the best movie.
No,
not the best movie.
They were still finding their feet, and it was a different time.
I think 4 is like 3 is actually. I think 3 is quietly really good.
I don't remember 3 hardly at all.
3 is... I really like 3. And 4 is the one when it opens on the skyscraper.
Oh, yes, a great one.
That's the best. And then Simon Pegg comes in. Or I think he might be in 3. But yeah, I think these Mission Impossible movies, Tom Cruise seems to just get crazier and he just does weirder stunts as it goes on. So I'm really hoping to see what he does in the next one. Do you think, I have a question, not in regards to any sort of movie news, but do you think his co-actors think he's really crazy, or they just think he's a wild guy? Wow, I really want to invite him to things.
I don't know. I don't know what Tom Cruise does in his spare time. I think he just sits in a corner and waits.
Just never blinking, eyes wide open, and he has a knife, and he has his hand splayed out on the table, and he's got a knife and he's just going between his fingers. Because he just wants to feel adrenaline.
He just wants to feel something, man.
Just feel something. It just... My God. So, and we finished ragging on Tom Cruise. Actually, I quite like Tom Cruise and just his manic energy.
Yeah, I think, you know what you're in for with a Tom Cruise flick, don't you?
There's going to be a female cat lead who's 40 years younger than him, and she's going to be madly in love with Tom Cruise for some reason, and Tom Cruise is going to be in every scene and is suspiciously the same height as everyone.
That's all you need. We're on to a winner.
Henry Cavill is 6'3" or something. How is that possible?
Well, look, him and Tom Cruise always see eye to eye.
They do. Every scene they look the exact same, and I couldn't figure it out. I was standing there looking at it Henry Cavill is legit 6'3".
I know this is a fact.
This doesn't make any sense. We're moving on to a bit of fantasy casting, I suppose.
Oh.
But the actor himself has come out. So we were talking a lot about villains in regards to the new upcoming Batman movie with Mr. Robbie P. But
we're not calling him that.
No, maybe not. Robbie Pats?
Yeah,
Robbie Bats.
Or Pats. Robert Pattinson.
I think that's already been come up about 5 million times.
Oh no, I've done it again.
You know what's even worse is you were so genuine in thinking you'd come up with something really genius, but I'm pretty sure that was the first thing people thought of.
No, listen, because his name is Pattinson.
I get it. No, it's clever. I get it, though. You have to read between the lines.
We're going to call you Connor Dickhead.
Oh, look, not the first time either. Eddie Redmayne has come out because he says he would like to play the Riddler, Sean.
I could see that.
They said, what DC character or Marvel character would you like to play? And he said, I'd love to play the Riddler. Sean, what do you think of that?
I don't know much about Eddie Redmayne. Maybe he doesn't have a great rogues gallery in his head.
Maybe
I can see. I like a younger Riddler in my Batman stories.
You like a younger Riddler? Why?
I just think it's better. It's a better foil for Bruce Wayne. That this young fuck is very intelligent and thinks he can beat Batman.
But what about a younger Batman as well? What happens if the Batman is also younger?
I forgot that.
Did you forget about Robert Pattinson 4 seconds after coming up with Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Right, it's fair enough. It's fine.
Best to be honest here, I did.
Yes.
See, now they're leaning dangerously into the territory of that they know each other or they grew up around each other if they're the same age, which only works for Hush.
Yes, that's actually a very good point. I think either every villain has to be older or younger, but it's hard to do with a young Batman. I suppose it could be a younger Joker, but can Eddie Redmayne play a out of college Riddler? Does he look that young?
I think so. He looks quite young when he's in the Harry Potter movie, the Fantastic Beasts.
I suppose he does. Yeah, I think as a character actor, I think he would be really good as the Riddler. But also, you run the risk that it would be very similar to Jim Carrey.
I don't know that he'd go full crazy Riddler. I think he would go shy, reserved, neurotic, but hyper intelligent Riddler.
I actually kind of like somewhere in between. I like confident Riddler. I love the Riddler who's not shy or anything, but he's not as mental as Jim Carrey. I like the guy who's just I'm the smartest man in every room, and it's just not a question. So he's just kind of condescending is how I like the Riddler.
That's pretty good. But now, here's the thing as well, is that, and I haven't said this on the podcast yet, but since watching Spider-Man Far From Home, I think Jake Gyllenhaal would be a great Riddler.
I think Jake Gyllenhaal would be great at many, many things.
But, like, you know, the manipulation and everything that he does in Far From Home? But the Riddler.
Yeah. I can see that. But are you talking in terms of manipulation, like by becoming friends with people and then like using that against them?
No, sorry.
I don't think the Riddler's about that.
No, I mean he has everything planned out, and he has a plan. Okay. Everything goes according to plan all the time, and he knows what to do. Yeah, no, I think it works a lot better if the Riddler just thinks he's. In my head, the Riddler's battle with Batman normally comes from the fact that he's like, I'm the smartest man in every room. I look down on all of these peasants, to use a word that is normally used on this show. Mm-hmm. But that's what he looks down on these people like, I am the smartest man here. Why am I not getting this attention? And he sees the bat signal in the sky. And he's like, why does he get all the attention when I'm clearly better than him? Because he's good.
Yeah, but in Riddler's logic, that doesn't work. So he spends the whole time testing Batman to be like, are you worthy of my time? In a weird way. And then eventually he becomes obsessed with Batman.
I get you, yeah. And
I think Eddie Redmayne could pull that off.
I think so too. And also props to him for picking the one comic book role that doesn't require you to get jacked.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are like, you know what? I'd love to play the Riddler.
Yeah.
You know that?
It's just, I just want to eat my regular food.
Actually, maybe Clayface, because you could get away with playing Clayface because they'll just do a lot of that in CGI.
That's true. Yeah, okay, there's the two, but we just want a Clayface film.
I think we're just obsessed with Clayface,
aren't we all? I think Eddie Redmayne will be very good as the Riddler. I don't think he'd play it crazy. I think he'd play it kind of like how you're saying, maybe confident and maybe overconfident and smart.
Yeah, arrogant at all times.
All times. I'd love to see Eddie Redmayne playing a bad dude.
Even when he's about to lose, he's arrogant. When was the last time he played a bad guy? It was in the Wachowskis movie. What's that called? Where Channing Tatum has goat legs.
Jupiter Ascending?
Jupiter Ascending. How did you get it from Channing Tatum has goat legs? That's very specific. It's a very specific thing, but fair enough.
It's the one fact I know about that film.
Yeah, Jupiter Ascending. He's the bad guy in that now. That movie came out, I think it was like 2 months after he won the Oscar.
Oh, so everyone had hype for it.
And it was terrible, a terrible movie, and he's just hamming it up to the absolute nth degree. It was one of those, I think, where like he did a take and he just went so far the other way and nobody told him to stop.
Right.
Nobody was like, maybe rein it back.
They recorded his warm-up.
Yeah, as he got into character. But I think that was the only time I've ever seen him play a bad guy. Normally he's just in the Fantastic Beasts of Where to Find Them. He's kind of just like, oh, he spends the whole movie going, oh.
There's a really good video actually. It's by a channel on YouTube called Pop Culture Detective, and it's how Newt Scamander is like a kinder form of masculinity. Because everything about him, he just wants to help. He just wants to make things better. He won't fight if he doesn't have to. And he's like, he exhibits tendencies that people on the autism spectrum that they exhibit. And how he's just this.
Wow, you've just made me look like a complete dick.
No, because here's the thing: in the second movie they change it all, and I know that's the one you saw most recently.
Oh, the second one is awful. I absolutely despise that one. Yes,
but the first one is like this genuinely nice, wholesome dude, and so to go from that to the Riddler, I think, will be an interesting change to see.
I would like to see it happen. Another thing that I am excited to see, but not really, that was just used for the segue, Marvel's Hawkeye Disney Plus series. I have to be honest, Sean.
What's this about?
Marvel's Hawkeye Disney Plus series here's the thing. We're asking, what's this about? Well, I have one casting that kind of caught my eye because Haley Steinfeld has been cast as Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop?
In the Disney Plus series. Sean, who is Kate Bishop?
Kate Bishop is Hawkeye.
What?
Yes, I know. In the comics, at one point, at many points, Clint Barton gives up being Hawkeye. And so Kate Bishop, who was his protege, and I can't remember what her name was before she was Hawkeye, but she takes up the mantle of Hawkeye, and Hawkeye went off to be Ronin for a while. So
yeah, it's like Roy Harper taking over as Green Arrow.
Exactly, yeah. That it's the same set of skills, but it's a new character, so they can write it differently and write different stories that they haven't written for 70 years.
So I said at the start that she's been cast. What I will say is that Variety are reporting that she has been offered the role. So not officially confirmed, but she has been offered the role if she wants it. She recently appeared in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where she played Gwen Stacy. So she is actually already had a role in the MCU, but I'm sure that won't stop her. Or she has already had a Marvel character, I should say. But that won't stop her being in the MCU, I'm sure.
Didn't stop Chris Evans.
Did not stop Chris Evans at all. Bring back the Human Torch is what I said.
That'd be amazing. He'd never do it.
Just in the same movie. No, absolutely not.
But that's interesting though, because Kate Bishop is in the Young Avengers.
Is she?
Yeah, she's one of the members of the Young Avengers, and say you got Kate Bishop, say you got, as we talked about on Hero Zero last week, we talked about Nova, who's a young character. He's also in Young Avengers. You could build a little Young Avengers team for Disney Plus.
And do you think that would actually be a good idea? Would people watch a Young Avengers? I suppose they would if you build the characters correctly.
Think of how much hype there was for New Mutants, which was a young cast.
Yeah.
I know we joke about it now, but when that trailer came out, people were excited.
And if it does well enough, you could technically just move them up to the actual Avengers. Yeah,
that's another idea. That you start them off on Disney Plus, let people know them, and then bring them into a film, maybe.
Yeah, and this casting is very interesting because Jeremy Renner is involved in this. He is playing Clint Barton, but this would be a good way that he does the first season. And I'm sure Jeremy Renner wants to go off and make more apps or some shit.
That's a fucking joke, isn't it?
It didn't cover a weird news. What can you do? He does the first season, and then at the end of the first season, he passes it on to her. And she has then a whole another season on Disney Plus to herself.
Yeah, and that totally works. Because you set them up as equal characters and then just drop the old Hawkeye. Because a lot of the old guard of Marvel are moving on, and I can totally see Renner being the next phase of that.
Well, I think that's the best way to do it. Is in wrestling, there's a whole thing where the old guy, if you have this real old wrestler, he should lose to the new guy because it makes the new guy look amazing.
Yeah.
It's the same with the movies. They did it with Iron Man. He technically passed on his stuff to Spider-Man. And that would have been perfect if he didn't go back to Sony.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story. But originally the idea was Tony Stark passes it on to Peter Parker. Peter Parker's the new generation. And then when he gets too old, he'll pass it on to probably Miles Morales. Kevin Feige probably planned 40 years in the future. We don't know. But you use the old guard as their last way to pass on the honour. And because we trust them, when they pass on the honour, we'll hopefully see the next character in the same light.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of putting it, that you're just bettering the new version by showing them taking over from the old version.
Yeah. It's not like you just go, this is the new guy. And everyone's like, well, what happened to the other? No, doesn't matter. This one's better.
Yeah, like when we switched actors for Rhodey.
Yeah, everybody was devastated. So we're finishing off Movie Mondays this week, Sean, with a bit of James Gunnington news. Here's the thing: Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's a movie that is coming out, and it feels like I've covered this like every fucking week on this show. But
I'm sick of it anyway.
I'm absolutely sick in my hands about this stupid. No, forget. The Suicide Squad is coming out with James Gunn. And what he has done this week is he posted on his social media. Let's never mention James Gunn's social media again. But he did mention on his social media. He put up a picture of all of the cast of his Suicide Squad movie, all of the names in one place.
Good God, that's an expensive cast.
It's an expensive cast. One and two. He said he put the tagline "Don't get too attached." So. There's no mention of Slipknot, so I don't know who to get attached to this time.
That's true, there's only one man to get attached to.
Slipknot took my heart the first time. I just hope that he appears again, and this time he escapes, but better.
Oh, I hope it happens the exact same way.
Hey, look over there!
Whoa!
Now, if you don't mind me, I'm the man who can climb anything. Okay, goodbye. I think he's a cult classic. He's a hero.
So what's this new big cast like?
It's not the new big cast. Right? I think we've kind of covered all of the actors who are in it, but what this is like, they're all in one confirmed place. Because for the last few weeks, it's been a lot of this guy's rumoured, this guy could be in it, we don't know. So what we have this week is obviously confirmed. Is Margot Robbie, Jai Courtney, Viola Davis, and Joel Kinnaman. From the first one, they're back in.
Yeah.
So that's Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Amanda Waller, and Rick Flag. So you think you have to kind of bring them back. But really, once you have Margot Robbie and Viola Davis, you're kind of set out of those four.
Yeah, you have Oscar winners there.
Yeah, you're pretty okay. So, and of course, Jai Courtney, respect to the big man, everyone's favourite.
Thanks, Sam Worthington.
Thank you, Sam Worthington. Other familiar names includes, I've butchered this every single time, David Deshmalian, I bit better that time, Daniela Melchior, Steve McGee, Idris Elba, Storm Reed, John Cena, Flula Borg, Nathan Fillion, Pete Davidson, Taika Waititi, and Peter Capaldi.
That's unreal.
Isn't that a ridiculous cast?
I didn't know Pete Davidson was in it even.
And not only that, but Michael Rooker has now been confirmed, along with Sean Gunn, who I assume Sean just gets brought in all the casts.
Yeah, Sean is like his right in.
Yeah, so...
Those are Guardians of the Galaxy alumni as well.
You see, you've got Sean Gunn, you've got Michael Rooker, who's back in, Idris Elba, Taika Waititi, Peter Capaldi, Idris Elba, you have Nathan Fillion, John Cena... That is... I'm not really looking at Pete Davidson, but the rest of them are... That's pretty strong.
Yeah, like... Pete Davidson, let's be honest, probably a comedy role.
Yes.
Also, I just realised something. Sean Gunn is in the cast for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Is he the first actor to go from Marvel to DC and then presumably back again?
That's a good point. And he'll probably do in 2 years of each other.
Yeah.
I think he might be. Although I don't know that for sure, but he could be the first person to go back and forth that quickly.
Yeah, like, I don't know off the top of my head, but that just seems interesting to me.
Yeah, Sean Gunn just has free reign. Although, technically, James Gunn's the first director to do that as well.
Man, the Gunns know what they're doing.
They just kind of... Well, they got fired from one, and then they got onto the other one, and then Marvel were like, oh fuck, we just gave away one of our best directors.
We just gave away $1 billion.
We just gave away $1 billion, basically. Let's bring them back. So, the thing about this is, for the last few weeks, we've been kind of getting dribs and drabs of this news, but I wanted to cover this because seeing all those names together in one place, and I haven't even covered them all, but like, they're the major standout names, and like, what he's done here is because the first one didn't do so well, I think this time he has come together with this cast that is just... There is no weak link in this one, really.
No, like, this is a power move if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Where, like, you can't look at that cast list and say it's bad.
And here's the thing, right? The major news that you actually haven't picked up on is one name that I have not mentioned that is not in this cast.
Big Willie?
Noticeable by... No, not Big Willie. Big Willie! No, not Big Willie. Another man. A man who is loved on this show. A man who has his own news segment on this show. A man who's a bit of a laugh. A bit of a joker, if you will. We have one
Phoenix.
one one Jack Nicholson. No, Jared Leto, famous from Leto News on the Heroes for Hire podcast, is not mentioned in this cast, which means we got 10 minutes of footage of the Joker in Suicide Squad 1, and he will never be seen again.
Never heard from again. That's...
Thoughts?
That, again, power move if I've ever seen one. Like, is anyone surprised?
See, no, which is the strangest thing, because, like, when you think about it, that should have been a foregone conclusion. That maybe would we have been excited if Jared Leto was back, is what I would say. But James Gunn is doing him.
I think I think we would have had a lot of talks about like where Jared thinks the power dynamic is and where it actually is.
Yeah, because then it gets into who's more powerful, the greatest actor in the world or James Gunn? We don't know.
It's Viola Davis. The answer is always Viola Davis.
Actually, you know what? Jared Leto was on that first cast thinking, I'm the greatest actor ever. Actually, yeah, he's such a character actor because he's so good. He had to be in the role of Joker. You know right well that Viola Davis, who's one of the best actresses of all time, just strolled on the set. I was just like, alright, say action, let's go.
Yeah, Viola Davis did her job.
Yeah, like a normal human.
Like, I don't know.
She didn't send any used condoms. I haven't heard one story of Viola Davis sending used condoms to Margot Robbie. And that is a good testament to the woman.
That is a ringing endorsement of Ms. Davis.
Yeah. So Jared Leto will no longer be returning in Suicide Squad. It's not Suicide Squad 2, but it's also not a reboot. He's very careful, James Gunn, not to mention the number 2.
Yeah, it's just called The Suicide Squad.
It's not even a reboot. It's kind of, I don't know what it is. It's just, he's just taking those characters, but it's like in the comic book series where a new writer just comes in.
Yeah, I would love if this film opened with Viola Davis like giving a talk, and it's just like, look, we tried this once before. We didn't have the right people involved.
And then just in the back you just hear Big Willie. Yes, that's right, we had Big Willie. Exactly, that was what was wrong. We had Big Willie.
But I'd love I have a feeling that he's gonna like hang a lampshade on it.
I think you have to.
Yeah, and if you do it in universe it makes more sense.
Do you think Margot Robbie will have a scene where Harley Quinn is just kind of like, we've already got a one trip, I can't wait to go again? Yeah,
like any characters that have previously met, sure, bring them in. Like address that fact.
I have one other major question, which is he put that post up under the tagline mentioning that we shouldn't get too attached to any of these people.
Yeah.
Sean, I am about to say one of my favourite things with the Suicide Squad. I think, I'm picking one person here. Nathan Fillion's head should explode in the first 4 minutes.
You think it's going to be Fillion?
Maybe Taika, or maybe Idris Elba would be a massive power move.
That would be. That would say I can do anything I want.
So I kind of like David Dashmalian and Daniela Melchior. They're coming in as like Ratcatcher and Polka Dot Man, so I don't think you can kill them straight up, because I think that's a joke. If you kill Polka Dot Man in the first 5 minutes, that's a joke people kind of see coming. But if you bring in Idris Elba or John Cena, I think John Cena's rumoured to play Peacemaker, but we don't know if it's not confirmed yet. But I mean, I can assume, or maybe Michael Rooker. You either kill Michael Rooker, Idris Elba, John Cena, Nathan Fillion, or Taika, because I think they're big enough names that people will be like, I'm so excited to see them. First 5 minutes, they refuse to go on a mission. Viola Davis explodes their fucking head. It's done.
I do think it will be a group exploding. Like, I can see Pete Davidson going as well.
Maybe he could die, yeah, I could see him. Because I just like the idea. They did that in Assault on Arkham, the animated movie, where I think I've talked about this before, probably have, but they introduced, I can't remember, it's a Russian hero or a Russian villain at the start of the movie, and they gave everybody their intros like they did in the first Suicide Squad movie. And like you have them doing something cool, and then their name pops up in like really cool music. And they did this for like 7 characters, and then they all get kidnapped. And not Viola Davis, but what's her character name again?
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller walks into the room, and she's like, "I want you all to join the Suicide Squad. You all have bombs in your head." And he looks at her and he says, "This is bollocks. There's no bomb in my head. Why are you lying to me?" And he tries to walk out, and his head immediately explodes. First 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And immediately the stakes are, oh shit.
Yeah, if you do it that soon and that suddenly, people pay attention to the risks.
Rather than Slipknot, where the man who can climb anything, where we said he's a dead man walking from literally the moment, and we had no emotional connection.
No,
I think
like,
it works
even
10 times better.
His death was hilarious. Because his head exploded as he was flying up a rope. So he just kind of flew.
What a hero. R.I.P. to the big man.
Also,
pour one out for Slipknot.
If Slipknot uses ropes, he can't climb anything. He can just climb a rope.
What's the rope on? Anything. So, think around the box.
Climb a waterfall.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, he can't climb waterfalls.
Climb the air.
Climb the air. No, he can't climb air. He has to be a solid. He has to be a solid thing. You're right. Yeah, I think you take out one of the big name actors, and I think Taika Waititi would do that. First 5 minutes, you just bring him in to blow up his head.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or maybe Taika isn't big enough. Maybe Idris Elba, John Cena.
I can't pick one out. Nathan Fillion is actually a decent choice because he's big enough, but we also haven't heard much about him in this film.
Yeah, and he's too busy playing in the Uncharted movie, so he's going to be
Nathan
busy.
Drake, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
and Firefly's coming back too.
Oh, absolutely! Season 2 on its way. I think that's it for Movie Mondays this week, Sean.
Been a decent week of news.
Yeah. I was quite excited about the Suicide Squad casting, and then that just got me thinking into the storyline itself. That is released August 6th, 2021.
So 2 years.
The 2 years, but they're already releasing the cast and everything. So all the excitement. Jared could be brought back at any moment. Sean, do you want to take us out?
Yes, thanks everyone very much for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We'll be back on Wednesday with an episode of Weird News Wednesday, Friday with an episode of Hero Zero, and next Monday with one more episode of Movie Mondays. Big thanks.
Oh, actually, I was meant to ask people. Sorry, about the Hero Zero. There is a week 50 coming up, and I was rumoured to do a certain character at week 50. Now, would you like me to do the character on week 50 or week 52? Because week 52 is technically the year since we started the show. It's all up in the air.
That's true. So, I don't know.
Messages on Twitter.
Yeah, tweet us.
Tweet us or email us or email one of our... or put it on messages on Instagram. Whatever you need to do, just... let me know, because I don't mind doing it at 50 or 52. We can do it at one of them. I'm up in the air, because it's either the year one or episode 50. I don't mind. That's all I wanted to put in. You can continue.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Yes, do what Connor said. And also, big thanks to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. If you would like to join those wonderful people, there's a link in the description, or you can go to patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. It's a way for you to support the show, but if you don't support it, you'll still get the same 3 shows every week. The most helpful way you can support the show is by telling one human being that we exist.
Actually, if you could leave a review on iTunes, just like, it can be 1 star if you want, but just leave a review.
We'd rather it wasn't, but be honest, lion's a sin.
I'd be hoping for a 2. Look,
Oh, we're all hoping for it too, man. But...
we can't always get what we want, you know what I mean?
Oh, I do, we got
You know, put up a parking lot. Anyway, so I've been Conor Lawler.
They did tell me.
I will see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.